One of the most common questions I get from buyers is, how long is this process going to take? It can take as long as you want it to take, but we're going to talk about some of the things that you can do to make yourself comfortable and make sure that the process is working for you in this environment. My name is Danielle Waldera. I'm a local realtor here in Harford County, Maryland. Let's talk about this. When people come to me and say, I'm ready to buy a house, whether it's their first house or their 10th house, it doesn't matter. They always come with everything they want, right? Their budget, their location. They're very strict on their requirements. And the first thing I always tell them is, keep an open mind, right? I am not a magician. The market is what the market is. We cannot snap our fingers and create the house of your dreams unless your budget is like $1.5 million and you're building new construction and you have a custom builder. Then in that case, snap your finger and we'll make it happen. But outside of that, keep an open mind. The list that you start with is not the list that you will end with. You definitely want to get pre-approved before going home shopping. You don't want to break your own heart, honestly, and not getting pre-approved will just break your own heart. You need to know exactly where you're comfortable, not necessarily your maximum. I think what scares people is getting pre-approved means the lender's going to tell me, I got to spend all this money. It doesn't have to be like that. You tell your lender what you're comfortable spending. Let's say you're comfortable spending $2,500 a month. And if you're approved for way more than that, your lender will back you into those numbers. So, okay, you're only comfortable spending $2,500. That means you can only buy up to $400,000. That's where your stop is. Now you're approved up to $600,000, but you're going to want to pull yourself back to about $400,000 because that's where you are personally comfortable. And any good lender will do that. Nobody is going to force you to do anything you're uncomfortable with. Your pre-approval is just knowing your parameters, feeling comfortable with them, being realistic about where your payment and your interest rates and your taxes are going to be. This is a reality check and needs to happen so that you know exactly what you can expect before hitting the streets. The time that you spend house hunting is honestly so different person to person. I have had several times people go out the first time that I have physically met them in person, the first time that we have ever seen a house together, and they have put in an offer and bought that house and gone through the whole process. I have had people that I've had with me for years and we are still looking for the right place. So this is very personal. I'm not going to get into the whole spiel about, don't let the market outrun you, because that's what it's going to do. You just need to know within yourself, if you're not willing to make any adjustments in your list, if you're not willing to make any concessions in your lifestyle, then know that it might take you a little bit longer. I'm not going to pressure you. That's not my job. So my job is to guide you along the way. I am certainly never going to be like, it's time. You need to buy a house. You've been doing this for a year. It's time. No. You can take as long as you want. You just need to be realistic about what's happening to the market while you're taking a very long time to go shopping, what's happening to the pricing. And if you haven't found the house that you're looking for over a 2-year time frame, does that house exist? You need to have some self-talk. If you fall in love and you tell me that you're ready to write an offer, we're going to talk really in detail about what the next steps are. So once your offer is approved, fully signed by all parties, let the fun begin. And by fun, I mean sometimes it's not really fun at all, because really what we're going to do is schedule inspections, and that is like not fun at all for anyone. It's not fun for you. It's not fun for the seller. It's not really fun. It's super scary. Even the best inspections, like A+ houses, will still like scare the pants right off of you. So that's what you have me for. That's what you have a licensed inspector for. That's what you have contractors for us all to kind of level you and say, oh, you know what? This is pretty normal, or this is above average. Like, this house did well. I know it feels like you're probably gonna like die, but actually it went really well. Or this did not go well. You might actually die here. There's like a lot of mold. And we need to do some things to either rectify that or move on. So the first major big emotional step after going under contract is inspections. There's other like lender steps and things that need to be done, but the most important, the biggest, the most emotional is your inspections. Your lender should not be causing you delays. If they are, get a new one. Your realtor should not be causing you delays. Insurance should not be causing you delays. The only thing that should cause delays is a catastrophic finding that needs to be fixed, and you're willing to wait to allow the seller to fix that in inspections. An example of that, something that takes a very long time to fix, is like a septic fail. The seller may have to go through several very lengthy processes that cost a lot of money. They have to involve the county. They have to involve permits. This can elongate you by months. If you're willing to wait, cool, you're going to get a whole new brand new septic system. That might be worth it for you. You don't have to wait. You can remove yourself if you're like, this is too much for me. But that's the only thing that should really cause delays is catastrophic repairs. So I'm going to keep you on track, right? Every Monday, you're going to hear from me with your homework for that week and what we completed last week. So as long as you're moving on my timelines, everything should move seamlessly. I have all the references you need. You don't need to use my references, but you can. They're trusted. They're going to get you what you need. They're going to get you the best quotes, the lowest estimates. Everyone I use is trusted, and I use them for a reason. Really, I guess it comes down to, if you listen to me, the process will move along faster. But you don't have to listen to me. But if you do, we're going to get through this seamlessly. If you have a deadline to move and you come to me and say, as of 30 days from now, I am going to be homeless, two things need to happen. One, you need to recognize that I cannot make magic happen. And two, you need to take accountability for your own deadline. So if you are getting removed from your apartment or your house or your living situation and you need to be out, you need to adjust your thought process. That means if that is a mandatory thing, I can find you a house. I can find you a house within your budget. Is it going to be everything that you've ever wanted on your list? That I can't control. You need to understand that if you have deadlines that are put upon yourself by your own personal situation, that there may be some things that you will have to make concessions on or accept in order to get into a place as fast as possible to hit your deadline. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Sometimes that's a great thing. And I truly think that everything happens for a reason. So whatever house you fall into is the house it was meant to be, even if it was meant to be a stepping stone for you. So even if you're going through a divorce, right, and your significant other gives you a deadline, you have to be out by this date. Okay, we can make that work. And maybe your next house isn't meant to be your forever home. Maybe your next house is only meant to be your house for 4 years until you've gotten back on your feet after the divorce or the life event. Once you're back on your feet, sell it, take that equity, and we'll take more time to get you the more perfect house. But if you have a deadline, I'll hit it. We'll hit it. You just need to have realistic expectations. If you want to buy a home this year in 2026 and it is June already, you are going to have wanted to start the process yesterday. You are going to want to have started conversations with a lender, made sure you're comfortable with your numbers, talk to your realtor, preferably me, make sure we have a plan in place for your timeline, make sure that we can all bring our minds together about what deadlines you do have, where you need to be. Do you need to buy before the kids go back to school? Do you need to buy before the baby comes? what does your personal schedule look like so that we can work on the same timeline and make sure that financially the lender has you situated in a good place. Thanks for watching. I'm Danielle Waldera, a local realtor here in Harford County, Maryland. If you liked what you heard and saw today, please like, subscribe, comment to my channel, and stay tuned for the next video.